Hi! So within this lecture, we're going to implement cd, that is to say, change directory command to our backdoor, as we discussed before, right? So in here, in our listener, do we have to change anything? If you said no, you're completely right, because we're going to send command input from here anyhow, right? If I say cd, it will just take the cd from here and change it to JSON and send to the other computer. But in here, in Windows machine, in our backdoor, in our socket code, we need to process this cd command like we did with the quit. So I believe you can now check this command on your own. I urge you to pause the video here and check if the command is cd. I hope you got that right, and if you didn't, it really doesn't matter. All you had to do is just say elif command 0 is cd. Okay? So now we know that the listener code from the other computer, the Kali machine, has sent us cd command. So within this code block, we have to process this cd command. So actually, with this technique, with this if and elif controls, you may have as many as checks as you want. Now, but there is a trick in here, because we do not get only cd command in here. Because why? Because the hacker machine will say cd downloads, for example, in order to change the directory to downloads. So we have to check if we have more than one command in here. And how do you check that? I suggest you pause here and try to do it on your own as well. I hope you got that right. All you had to do is add an AND here. So we are checking if the first command is cd, and this command list actually has more than one command. So what I can do, I can check the length of this command list. So it has to be more than one. So we have a cd and the directory name afterwards. And we can easily get that directory name, right? So if we say command 1 instead of command 0, it means that we're going to get the directory name that the hacker machine is trying to change. So I believe you understand the point right now. Maybe you're thinking right now, how do we change the actual directory? And you don't know how to do that, so let me show you. I'm going to do it up here in another function in order not to make you confused. And let's call this like execute cd command, or you can actually choose whatever you want. And in here, I have to say self because we are in a class right now and we have to give an input of directory. And where do we get this directory from? We get this from command list, as I said before. Now I'm going to use another library, another package. So first we have to import this, and this is called OS, and this is for operating system. And under this function, all you have to do is just say os.chdir. So this is change directory. All we have to give to this method actually is the directory itself. So we get this directory inside of our function, and then we give it to os.changedir. Now it's going to change the directory for us. And in return, I'm going to return a string to the user, to the Kali machine actually, saying that your command is executed and we are changing the directory to whatever you want. So let's do that. we're going to return a string saying that cd2, and we have to give the directory name. So it means that I'm changing directory to this. So you can actually write this explicitly if you want. And under here, under elif control, all I have to do right now is to get the command output, and I will get it like self.execute cd command, and as an input, what I'm going to give the directory. And how do we get that directory? Of course, we get it from command itself, and it's going to be first index and the element 2, that is to say. Okay, so this will give me the directory that Kali machine is trying to change, and this will just execute the cd command as we have written here, and after it changes to that directory, it will return a cd message to that command output, and as usual we're going to send this command output as JSON to our socket to the Kali machine. And else, if the two conditions above does not hold, we're going to execute the command output as we did before. Okay, so if the command is not quit or cd, it will execute here. So I think we are ready to test this code, right? So let me save this actually, because we are done in here, and let me close this. And of course we have to go back to the Kali machine, and this is logged out since we have been dealing with this code for some time. So let me start my listener first, and let me go back to Windows machine and start my backdoor from here. Let me go back, and we got the connection from the Windows, and if we call this, I can see the dir, and if we say cd, it will show the current working directory. And let me try cd ... to go back, and it says that we are changing to ... Now I should be in IE user, and we are in actually ID user. So let me call dir to see the available folders in here. Yeah, so let me go to documents, for instance, cd documents, and let's see if it works. Yes, and let's call dir, and we are inside the documents folder. So now let me go back, and let me go to download, for example. Now we are in the downloads, and we see the folders and files that we have downloaded in the Windows machine. So now we managed to hack in here, okay, with our code, and we managed to change the directories with our newly created function. So actually now we are ready to move along and implement download and upload functionalities as well. So let's do those in the following lecture.